Hello and welcome to CXRL. Welcome to week number 3 of the BRZ championship for the month of June. To people who've been waiting for me to upload this, I know I apologize every week for this being late. But this one's really late. I just started up a job, things have been busy, tired, ADHD, procrastination, all that fun stuff have been getting in the way. Finally, it's here, and let's get right into it, shall we? Today we're going to be doing 23 laps at Maple Valley full circuit reverse, which Maple Valley is a very interesting track in itself. The reverse version is a lot different than the forward version. Like most tracks, when you reverse them, everything gets weird. This track is a very, very fast uphill turn 1, which makes it quite difficult to pass into this corner. The passing opportunities are very limited on this track design. The best thing you can really do is to pass towards the end of the front straight up the hill and into the S corner. There aren't too many heavy braking zones. There's a lot of long corners, a lot of medium straightaways. It's going to be really interesting to see how people manage it. This is a 1 pit stop required per driver. This includes anything under safety car. So 1 pit for fuel and tires is required for every driver. And there has been a slight rule change that you cannot pit under full course yellow. Just something to note. Anyways, here is the grid positions here. We had a lot of no-shows tonight. Still not a problem for great racing. I think we had 6 drivers show up. Again, it's been a few days since the race happened, so. We have our grid intro this week. In grid slot number 1, we have LV Booted, new to this league, holding his own here pretty well. The grid slot number 2, a veteran here, Game Stopper, holding 2nd position on the grid. Grid slot number 3 of King Cody, who's held his own after struggling at Le Mans heading into Yas Marina, did pretty well. Grid slot number 4, Big Fresh Bagel, another old face, looking to get some points here today. Grid slot number 5, Coin C, and the fastest of us all so far, grid slot number 6, Arrow Farhan. And next, we'll look at something we've never had in CXRL before. We have our official CXRL pace car, which will be driven by Al Ghost tonight, who's retiring from the league, but is going to drive our pace car. Here we go, onto the standing start. The countdown goes, and we are green at Maple Valley. GameStop getting a solid launch off the line. Arrow moving his way through the pack past Coin and Bagel. Arrow on the outside out of King Cody. LV and GameStop are up front. Arrow just blazing past Coin, looking to make a move on King Cody. Doesn't make it down. It's really difficult to pass. Bagel is holding back a little bit, rightfully so. And Arrow and GameStopper's around loose. Arrow's pushing GameStopper. GameStopper's gonna spin out lap 1. As the pack goes by him, chaos ensues. Who's Coin on the outside of King Cody. Coin goes wide through the downhill left-hand corner for King Cody and Bagel are gonna hold their positions. While LV is holding and leading this race right now by a second about. Into the long right-hander they go. Bagel getting a much smoother line there than King Cody, but King Cody's going to hold him up, and he's not going to be able to get that good of a launch out of the corner. Which is unfortunate, but they are right on each other. Bagel taking a really hard braking line in there. Bagel's going to be on the inside of King Cody. He's going to get a much better run than both King Cody and LV into the downhill bumps. This is a very difficult part of the track where the track bumps basically, and there's a jump before the corner. King Cody has a lot more top line speed. Basically, how fast you can take this corner is how much you're willing to put on the line. You screw up this corner, you could be into the wall. LV, a lot of tire smoke. Bagel slamming into the advertisement board, sending it across the track, almost hitting Coin back there. GameStopper trying to make his way back through the pack. little bit of tire smoke through LV. The Arrow coming up on the pack. Bagel and LV. LV, he dropping behind Bagel, sliding behind, and King Cody is leading this race. I think he's leading this first ever race right now. Oh, and he goes wide onto the grass, but he looks like he's kept it control of the car. A lot of people off there. LV sending it on the inside of Bagel. There's no room there for cars to go. Oh, okay. Never mind, ignore that. I accidentally clicked the wrong scene. 3 wide into the downhill corner. Coin just barely keeping it on. While everybody's squeezing by. A Bagel and Coin side by side into the fast right-hander. Down the hill they go. Oh, Bagel right on King Cody here. Because King Cody's going to be on the inside of LV, or who's going to get the better run. Coin is right there in the mix as well. It's very chaotic. King Cody right on LV. Bagel is getting on King Cody, and Coin is not far behind as they go, as they head just about to the downhill section. LV and King Cody still at the front of the pack. Looks like they're going to go 2 wide through the bumps. This is very sketchy. Coin just on there. Very close, getting a little loose from King Cody, and Coin is side by side with Bagel right now. They're coming through the right-hander. A lot of tire smoke from LV, a little bit of contact from LV and King Cody up in the front. As Arrow took control of this race, Arrow slams it into the pits. Coin getting by, Bagel getting by Coin, and Coin getting by Bagel. Bagel nearly hit the pit wall there. A little bit of contact from rubbing. Oh my goodness, Coin is going to get by King Cody and LV on the same lap. I mean, same straightaway, as Bagel's getting a massive run through there compared to King Cody. LV dropped back. Looks like Bagel and King Cody are battling it out now. As Coin, massive shunt from LV on Bagel. He's going to send him nearly 90 degrees to the corner. Bagel saves it. He's going to lose a position to GameStopper, and GameStopper's back in the mix. GameStopper is behind King Cody. What a race so far. King Cody still holding second. Where did Coin go? Coin slotted. I'm pretty sure she's in second. Yep. No. Coin is in first at the moment. Okay. Arrow's behind, catching up. King Cody sent it into the corner, and GameStopper's gonna pick up second position here, as Bagel is charging him down from behind. These two have had a rivalry for a long time in this league. Going back and forth. They're very close in points in the constructors. So we'll see what happens here. Still a lot of race left, as we're only on lap 3 out of 23. Into the bumps, the jump corner, and Coin is off. Coin is damaged. There's a yellow flag at the bottom of the hill. People avoiding the off car, and Coin is going to have to swing into the pits, losing a lot of time and losing her lead completely. It looked like she just sent it way too hard. And GameStopper's in the pits, his first pit stop of the race, so that means that Bagel is going to secure the lead position. King Cody getting past LV down the front straight, and Bagel's controller disconnects on the front straight, and there is a yellow flag at the bottom of the front straight as Bagel is in the wall at full speed. He is stopped. He's beached there on the side of the track, and there is a full course yellow. There's a full course yellow. At this time, all drivers are going to have to reduce their speed to 60 miles an hour. King Cody GameStopper and Coin getting out of the pits. It's now. They'll have to reduce their speed, and there's been a full-blown safety car called out. Safety car has been deployed. Bagel's still sitting there on the track. It looks like he's struggling to get his controller to reconnect. We're not sure if he's going to have to retire or not. It looks like he's back. He does have significant damage on his car, but he looks to still be in this, as the safety car is out. He's going to be able to have some time. to get himself back together and into the pits. LV is securing a solid second position with Arrow ahead. No, King Cody ahead. King Cody is in first position. Arrow is behind LV. Then behind Arrow is GameStopper. And I believe it's Coin. Coin and GameStopper picked the right spot to pit as they're going to lose no time because of the safety car queue. Now here's for all the other drivers who haven't pit yet, a very solid chance to get into a pit, as their fuel and tires will last they'll probably last the entire race. There's just a required pit to make sure that we don't have any drivers out of fuel before the end. Oh, Bagel's controller disconnects again and he's slammed into the bridge. Looks like he's okay. As the safety car queue is heading up to the front straight and nearly to turn 1, where they will meet up with the safety car, and the race will be under control of the safety car for a few laps. No one into the pit yet. Bagel is still trying to catch the queue. That was a interesting incident. It wasn't really a big crash, but the car was in such a position that it could have been dangerous. When the car hit the wall, it swung out and nearly took out LV, I believe, and King Cody. It's very close. So now this is going to make things interesting. There was forecasted rain for this race about midway through. Are we going to see that rain come before or after the safety car? Just depends how long it stays out. Everyone is in the queue, as we're going to have these are our first official laps under an official pace car in CXRL. We have virtual safety cars here, but we've never had a actual safety car. King Cody leading this race once more. I wouldn't say it's a miracle, but he's having solid pace tonight. A little bit inconsistent here and there. Hey, everybody has that. He's definitely seeing massive improvement compared to his previous performances. This is only his second championship at CXRL, and he is doing pretty solid. Granted, this is only lap 5. Ooh, King Cody, yes, we're talking about him. It's almost like he heard us. Did a little drift there in front of the camera of LV's screen. I guess we can talk about this track. Ooh, it looks like the clouds are coming in a little bit. It's getting darker on track as we speak. But I guess this does give us a little bit of time to talk about the drivers and the track itself. This track is extremely difficult. Doesn't seem that difficult to drive on because the nature of the track. It's really wide and there aren't too many tight corners, but it's a fast track. It doesn't have many heavy braking zones. Well, it looks like LV is going to pit as the safety car is staying out. Safety car is going in next lap. As we were saying about the track, it's very fast. There aren't many heavy braking zones, so passing is a bit tricky. If you get it right, it's really good, and this track gives some really good battling. There's a lot of back and forth turns. It's a wide but thin and dangerous track. There is grass all around it, and the walls are very close. So if you make a simple mistake, like Coin did early on, you can turn up facing the wrong way, simply. Especially down the jump corner. The jump corner is really, you gotta lay in as much faith as you can into those tires. And the car, the hope to God that it holds you around the corner. If not, you're going into the wall and taking damage. Struggling for grip down that turn will only get worse when the rain pursues. Bagel taking an interesting LV taking an interesting approach to warming up tires, doing a little bit of drifting here and there. So joining back the queue. Safety car is going in this lap. Safety car is going in. We're about going to resume racing this lap, which will begin lap 7 out of 23 for this race. A simple incident like Bagel's crash there, I think really brought out the safety car because the car was in such a compromising position. It was at one of the fastest corners, and it wasn't off the track, it was sticking out towards the curbs. So instead of a full course yellow, they decided to bring out the safety car. It also gives us a nice chance to show it off. Can't see it too well from any of these camera views, but there will be a separate video posted on the YouTube channel where you can see the safety car's perspective of the entire race until he goes in for the restart. Safety car is getting ready to lead the restart here. They're going to bunch up at the bottom of the hill here. Safety car is going to take off, and it has started to rain. The track already getting wet. Safety car is going in. And a part of the grid is already going, and they're not supposed to be. King Cody and Arrow have taken off from the pack when they were supposed to hold their speed limit. So now the rest of the pack is having to catch up, and the spray has begun from the rain. This is going to be a really difficult restart for everyone here. So they're coming around the final corner. The queue has caught up to the lead cars, coming across the line, and they are green at Maple Valley. It is impossible to see anything on the track right now from all the spray. King Cody's still leading into turn 1. They go. A little bit messy action from their coin off the track. Rejoin smoothly. GameStopper's getting a massive run off of King Cody. King Cody setting up a nice slide there. Great footage. Heavy onto the brakes into the S corner. A little bit of contact from LV onto Bagel. Here they go into the fast downhill left. This is one of the best corners to get right, but also the easiest to get wrong if you hold too much speed there. LV nearly did, just barely keeping it on the track. Into the fast right-hander they go. King Cody in second. Coin looking up on the inside of GameStopper, not gonna make a move there. Very risky to send it there. Because if you get a bad line into that right-hander, you're going to struggle. To the bridge section now. Gaps have formed pretty diligently from the pack. Bagel kind of dropping off as Coin is on GameStopper right now. Onto the downhill bump section. Looks like Coin backed off a little bit. Smart move. It is sketchy to go through your full speed. GameStopper getting a little loose on the impact. King Cody is off. King Cody lost it at the bottom of the hill. There's a yellow at the bottom of the hill. Looks like he's trying to rejoin. The track is back green down there. Really scary when you have a car go off there. And Arrow's in the wall. Arrow is in the pit wall. Looks like he's spun out. He's going into the pits. He's going to lose the lead. And GameStopper's in the lead and contested heavily right now by Coin. Wrong scene. As you can see, the spray here is awful from the rain. Nearly impossible to see anything. And Cody getting past LV easily down the front straight. Bagel is sitting very comfortably in third right now, as after having the issues with the crash. And not not too much action here, except Coin gaining on GameStopper into the fast downhill left. Have a lot of racing doing. Coin just holding a little bit more speed, backed off the fast right-hander. And into another fast right-hander they go. These corners are all tricky. It's all about the exit speed, and Coin's gonna send it on the inside. It's really close. They are side by side. GameStopper on the outside gets a little bit of a better run through the corner. Touches the grass there, gets forced wide. Coin on the inside. Alright, just taps the door. We're gonna back off and lose the not gain a position there. Probably the best choice to do. Racing quite comfortably in their positions. All of our screens here show that they have finished their first pit stop, and Coin on the outside, GameStopper in, puts a wheel into the grass and takes damage off the bottom hill right hand corner. Tried to pass on the outside, and Bagel's gonna get by. But Coin sustained heavy damage to their left front left suspension. It's gonna affect their handling extraordinarily. Coin still has a chance to get this, but are they going to pit? Is the damage too much to deal with? We'll have to see. King Cody now looking up on Coin, as well as Coin right behind Bagel. The draft pulling that car through these straightaways. GameStopper leading the race. LV taking a bit of a spin. Keeps it on the track. Coin just able to hold more speed through the corners than the Bagel is. Touches the grass, gets a little loose, but keeps it on. King Cody's gonna go on the inside and gets by. LV into the wall. Massive damage. Looks like he's okay to continue. Heavy damage to the car there. Coin has to make up a few positions to make up anything here. Or King Cody battling it out with Coin. Like this is the first time we have seen this. Or King Cody battling with Coin. Incredible work here. Looks like his pace is just a little on par. Or very close to, at least. GameStopper getting a little loose at the bottom of the hill. Keeps it all together though. Extremely difficult to get that corner right. Coin drifting it through that bottom hill corner. LV has heavy suspension damage and body damage. It's gonna have to struggle to keep that thing on the track, as well as Coin. Moves are being made. Bagel trying to... King Cody trying to get past Bagel. King Cody is trying to contest for first place right now in the race. Or second place. Correction. But loses out to it and goes a little bit on the grass. This Arrow is making his way through the positions. LV nearly squeezed him to the wall there on the front straight. Bagel sitting comfortably in second. GameStopper still leading this race now for a few laps. There's a substantial lead. Coin is on King Cody. Fighting it out here as Bagel is very close ahead. King Cody's going to go for the move on Bagel, it looks like. On the inside, makes the pass. And Coin's going to have an opportunity to attack here. Goes around the outside, doesn't look like, doesn't have the run to do it. There's a three-way battle behind GameStopper, while GameStopper has nothing to worry about other than just keeping the car straight. King Cody comes out in front, down to the downhill section. This part of the track is extremely difficult. Coin gets a little bit loose. The bumpy section. King Cody going a little bit wide onto the grass. Not much time lost. there's so little traction on the grass when it's wet. Going over the grass really does not slow you down when it's raining. Rain doesn't look to be settling up anytime soon. The spray is still being heavy out there. Coin losing out on a bit of time to Bagel and King Cody. I think King Cody still has to make his pit stop. While King Cody may be in the lead now, it may have been a smart idea for him to pit during the safety car. He might be regretting as of now. But hell, he is still putting up a hell of a fight, even if he does not have this position secured. GameStopper still leading the race by a significant margin. The margin is closing a little bit, but not significantly. I think this is the first time we've ever seen King Cody this far up the grid. Ever. It's incredible. He struggled a lot in the NASCAR series. Did okay. Did okay at Yas Marina. Struggled a bit at Le Mans. Car was just loose every corner. But then today, he's holding second position. And from the previous veterans of the league, Bagel and Coin. And possibly contesting GameStopper here in a few laps' time. LV spins around. LV looked to have lost control, and we've lost LV's video feed here. LV's Twitch stream looks to have disconnected. We've lost footage. It looks like there was a disconnect or internet issue with LV, and that will be a DNF for LV for the third race. Still will score points for the race, but will sadly not be able to finish. Now it looks like Coin is slowly catching up to Bagel. King Cody's still pulling away from Bagel and Coin. This is incredible. He is so much faster in the wet. And GameStopper's off! GameStopper's off! After leading this race for so long, he damages his car. King Cody, the other three behind, are rapidly approaching. And Coin is on Bagel right now, all over the back of him. That lead GameStopper was holding is dwindling by the second now. Oh. As King Cody, Bagel, and Coin are rushing to take that position from him. What a sad turn of events. GameStopper was leading this race for a while, and now it looks like King Cody might take back the lead of the race. And Arrow is coming up quick behind Coin and Bagel. They stand no chance to defend against Arrow. So what I was saying about King Cody taking the lead of the race must be quick. The downhill section, GameStopper's going to move to the left, and Cody's going to back out of it. And Cody's got to take the lead before Arrow does, or he's not going to be able to lead this race a second more. Coin on the inside of Bagel, down into the fast right-hander at the bottom of the hill. Very sketchy there, very close. Arrow and GameStopper all right there. King Cody on the bumper. GameStopper's not able to hold the amount of speed that he wants to, and King Cody's going to go for the pass. Arrow going for a gap on the right that doesn't look to be there, and they're going to go right past him. Side by side, King Cody backs out of it into turn one. King Cody is going to take second place. He's in this race again. GameStopper's damaged car is really struggling here. As Bagel slots into fifth after Coin passes. 10 laps left to go. GameStopper's gonna have to pit for his damage, or he's going to lose out on more speed and time, it looks like. Coin has been holding on to her car with all the damage there. But will it be enough? Coin catching up to GameStopper. GameStopper struggling to hold the line. The turn-in looks to be really rough on that car as the suspension seems to be destroyed. Track is not drying up anytime soon. Coin is in the draft at GameStopper, getting on the rear bumper into the downhill section. And it looks like Coin is going to let off. It's not a good idea to pass down this hill unless you are both confident you have grip. You cannot be confident about grip when it's this wet on the track. GameStopper staying out again. Not going into the pits. Or that he will lose his lead completely. Might be best for him to stay out. We'll see. On a wet track, you really don't want a car that's unpredictable. That adds two unpredictable things. Your grip levels and your car. When your car doesn't respond the way you want it to, that's going to make it even worse when you don't have predictable grip on the track. Coin still right on GameStopper. Doesn't look to be able to make a move yet. Bagel is catching up a little bit. Went down to the fast right-hander, left-hander, and Coin is gaining on GameStopper right on his bumper. He's not able to find a good spot to pass right now, and GameStopper looks to have let her by, or just put it onto the grass a little bit. So Bagel's now looking to come up into the fight. He has a little bit more time to make up here, but it is still possible. There is still a lot of race left, only 14 out of 23 laps to go here. Honestly, kind of surprising that we had our safety car come out when it was dry rather than wet. I can tell you one thing, if we had a fuller grid, I bet you the safety car would be out right now. Someone would have crashed. It just happens. GameStopper looks to be stopping. Coin gets by. Coin was already by? Not sure. Looks like Coin was not by. And now is passed. So Bagel slotting into fourth, Coin into third. Second. King Cody's in second. King Cody's been holding second place as Coin looks to the inside. No room to make the move. King Cody's been ahead of them this entire time. What a change of events. King Cody is in the top 5, top 3. And battling with Coin for second. Coin holding some interesting lines on the inside. Really close to the wall there. Looks to be making the move stick just barely. And looks like the move stuck. He's past King Cody. And GameStopper spun again. Losing a lot more time. It doesn't look to be possible to make up now. On the pace. Bagel looking to get on the action between King Cody and Coin for a podium finish here. King Cody still yet to pit. I think he's really banking on another safety car here. How close the racing has been, there is a solid chance of it. To the fast right-hander down the hill. Bagel holding a lot more speed than King Cody is able to hold there, but doesn't get too close. King Cody and Coin's pace are really close, and King Cody dives into the pits. Nearly loses it out of the pits. Nearly collides with Bagel. As Bagel now slots into third, Coin into second, and Arrow holding a massive first position. In fourth is King Cody, and in fifth, Game Stopper. King Cody here still set to finish in fourth. Depending how quickly he can get out of the pits, back onto the track as Game Stopper is rounding the final corner. It's gonna be close. And it looks like King Cody's already out of the pits. But that doesn't mean that there's not still a race between them left here. Bagel and Coin far apart, but there's one mistake. They will be on each other's bumpers in a heartbeat. Rain is still coming down lightly. Track is damp. The spray is still up. A very interesting race so far. But it looks like things are going to start toning down from here. Coin luck to make a mistake there, went a little bit wide. But it's not going to make any time up Bagel. And the rain has ceased. Coin holding solid pace on a damaged car. Bagel is not able to catch up. Nearly swipes into the wall there, goes a little bit wide on the exit, very wide on the exit, but there's no grip out there. Her Coin is sliding into the wall, has no control over it, and Bagel's gonna get passed on the front straight. Right. Now Coin is down on a lot of speed. Can't on my screen. That was weird. Weird. And Game Stopper's gonna pull up what Coin did just earlier on in the race. Just sent it off in the downhill fast corner. He's gonna take severe damage. And it looks like he's gonna pit for it while Coin stayed out on that kind of damage. King Cody's gonna get even farther away. Now Coin is gonna have to make up all the time he lost from crashing there on Bagel. Just a tiny mistake. One wheel, well, actually, the whole car went off. There was no saving it at that point, other than to let off. But as soon as you get onto the wet grass, there's no traction, and the car understeers until you hit a wall, basically. Game Stopper out of the pits. Lap 17 out of 23. Arrow is still leading the race. Second place is Bagel. Third place is Coin. Fourth place King Cody. Fifth place Game Stopper, and a DNF of LV. Special thanks to our pace car driver today, Al Ghost. Appreciate you being here and being our pace car driver. It's really nice to have a pace car in the league. We appreciate it a lot. Huge props to you. Also, if you're curious and wanted to race with us in our league, the links to the Discord is down below. Anyone is welcome. Anyone can sign up and race. Looks like Game Stopper is about to get lapped by Arrow. Arrow's been setting insane laps this entire weekend. Entire race. And as we're looking at that, we're looking at Coin right on Bagel. And Game Stopper, massive crash. As snaps, it nearly flips. Game Stopper nearly flips. There's gonna be just a yellow flag for that sector. Massive damage. His car nearly tipped over. If he were to roll, that may have caused a full course yellow there. Bagel going a little bit wide into that corner. Coin is right there. Coin made up a significant amount of time, just has more pace. Looks to be being held up by Bagel now, as we were rounding out close to the end of the race, lap 18 out of 23. Game Stopper back into the pits for that damage. surprised the car was not totaled from that rollover. Somehow was able to keep going. Going still with the suspension damage there. Somehow keeping this car on the track through those fast right-handers with that destroyed front left suspension. And on to lap 19. Going a little bit of ways away from Bagel here. And they're catching up to GameStopper, going to lap him. But if they decide to blue flag GameStopper, he'll have to move out of the way. But if Bagel and Coin do not decide to blue flag him, they have a race there. So we'll see what happens here. You're not making up too much pace on him currently, because GameStopper has been holding solid pace, just minor mistakes causing major consequences in the long term. Coin losing time on the Bagel here. Gonna have to make something happen if she's gonna get past him in these final few laps. The entire staff team right here on screen. 1, 2, 3. They head through the bridge section and onto the downhill bumps. Coin seriously needing to make up time in Bagel. The laps are starting to run out. To the fast downhill right-hander. Very close to the curbs there, Coin was. Now hitting those curbs, the track is still damp, but the mist has gone down, so the grip levels have increased significantly. Going on Bagel, well, hitting those curbs there, you still have traction. But as soon as you hit the grass before or after it, there's no traction, even if it's dry. It's just a lot worse when it's wet. It's turn 1 rounding out lap 20. There's 3 laps to go from here. Coin and Bagel still battling out for second and third. Coin holding a lot more pace and shunts Bagel there. They're having a really close battle there. It looks like Coin just has more pace through certain corners. Bagel's still able to hold his own by not letting him pass. If you're able to defend well enough, that's still good racing. Even if you're not faster. Here comes Coin on the inside, making a move into this sketchy corner, squeezing both of them through that little apex there. Bagel on the inside, Coin on the outside. Bagel, even though he was on the inside, gets a better exit than Coin. They're heading up to the tunnel or the bridge. Bagel makes a slight mistake. Coin is back on him. And Coin with the draft into the downhill bumps here. Top speed is all that matters, and having that draft on their side is going to improve things for her significantly on the bumps. Very sketchy. They're not pushing too hard. Coin getting a little drifty. And Coin just barely tapping Bagel there. You can tell when they're getting really aggressive down for the downhill parts when they come out really wide, nearly touching the grass, but touching the curb. Instead of the grass is when they are optimal and very aggressive. The closer they stay to the right, the more passive they're being with their lines. On to lap 21. 2 laps to go, and Coin's going to have to make a pass desperately here. She has the pace through certain corners. Here's that pace. She put 2 of her wheels on the grass and just gave her a little bit more of a turning boost there. As Bagel sends it really deep into that corner. It's going to get a terrible run to the next one. Coin's going to get by on the outside. Right, is going to take second position. That's how easily it is to lose a position if you just take a wrong line on this track. It's not really, passing is really difficult depending on the situation. You have to get side by side before the corner to basically pass in this track. There's no sending it on braking zones. But if the person in front of you makes a mistake, it could be minor. You're still gonna get by. Now, Bagel, he can make something happen these last 2 laps. He's gonna have to make it quick. This coin is gaining on GameStopper, getting that draft. GameStopper, a huge jump there. Suspension is not happy on that poor little Subaru. I hope he does know that this is not a WRX and is a BRZ with sport suspension. He seems to be getting the most air out of anyone on that jump. Front end just slams into the ground. Oh, Bagels just tapped the wall back there and loses it drifty down the front straight. He's going to lose all the time that he was maybe possibly making up on coin. I can't see the time screen from here. And Bagel's controller disconnects. There's a yellow down the front straight. He's moving again. There's a yellow into turn 1. Yellow up the hill. And we're back to green over there. Any time that Bagel thought or even imagined of making up on coin is now gone after having that incident. Just looked like his rear end tapped the wall and he lost it. Very unfortunate end after having a great battle through most of the laps. It looks like Coin's going to catch up to GameStopper, but they're going to battle it out there. GameStopper and Coin have nothing to worry about because Bagel is gone. Bagel is no longer a threat. White flag has been flown to Arrow. White flag flown to Arrow. As some people are rounding out to their final laps of the race. Here they go into the fast right-hander. GameStopper holding some solid pace through there. For his pace here tonight, it's really sad to see him not do too well due to his simple mistakes. It's costing him so much more than you would ever think they would. There is one more race for him to redeem himself, though, so we'll see what he's able to do there. And wow, he pulled away from Coin in that corner. As Coin is already on her final lap. Bagel reaching down the front straight and starting his final lap. Final lap of the race. White flag has been flown. Now we wait. It's really calm here in Maple Valley now as the cars are winding around. Not too much action, but Coin it right on GameStopper. GameStopper looked to have braked a little bit, or just couldn't hold that line. And GameStopper's going to get better launch out of the corner. I mean, this really shouldn't be as intense as it is, but these two are battling it out right now, even though that's a lapped car. Coin is going to secure second, and Bagel is going to secure another podium. King Cody finishing in 4th after having a phenomenal performance early on in the race. Coin's off. Coin is off into the sand trap on the fast corner. Doesn't look like Bagel's going to have enough time to make up the time before the end of the race. Luckily, she did not take damage and was able to get it stopped before the end. Going to the final corner. As Bagel's now reaching the fast right-hander after the bumps, the drifty corner we call it. And Coin heading to her second place finish here at Maple Valley. Arrow crossed the line in first and wins at Maple Valley. Bagel finishing in third. And now we have GameStopper lap down in the top left. He looks to be catching up to King Cody. Or is that... No, that's Coin. My bad. I apologize. I feel like King Cody and GameStopper would have both done well. A lot better if King Cody's hopped into the pits when the safety car was out. Would have benefited him way down the line when he was in the battle for those top positions. I think what killed his battle was he had to pit. He was required to. And GameStopper was making those tiny mistakes, spinning out, taking damage, cost him a lot. It's really difficult to stay completely focused and consistent in these cars. Or in any car for that matter. GameStopper sending it on Arrow's AI. Arrow's AI spins out GameStopper. GameStopper are heading around the final corner onto the front straight to the finish line to finish in 5th place for the Maple Valley race of the BRZ Championship. On to the race results. In first position we have Arrow Farhan. 2nd place, Coin C. 3rd place, Big Fresh Bagel. 4th place, King Cody. 5th place, GameStopper. 6th place, LV with the DNF. Best lap bonus goes to Arrow Farhan with an 01.46.356. CXR BRZ Championship leaderboard standings are on the right. Arrow has taken over the lead of the championship. Coin followed far behind, and Bagel not too far behind Coin. Ozavi very close to Bagel. King Cody sitting in 5th, GameStopper in 6th, LV in 7th, Hellfire in 8th. You can read that. Now the Constructors' Championship of Spring 2021 is coming to a close after next race. Coin, the substantial lead in the Constructors. GameStopper falling pretty short behind. Bagel not too far behind GameStopper, and then the points kind of drop off from there. That's due to other things that we can't really control. Anyways, thank you all for watching today's commentary video. I'm sorry if I sound tired or unexcited. I'm having to be quiet because it's 11 p.m. at night. And that's my fault because I forgot to record this. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Like to join us this Saturday, we'll be having another race for the BRZ Championship live streamed on our Twitch. And the final video of the BRZ Championship for 2021. The next race will also conclude the Constructors Championship, so the next championship series we'll be seeing will be in a new Constructors Championship series. And that's going to be fun. A lot of new racers, hopefully. So anyways, we'll see you all next week. Thank you all for tuning in this week. See you all around next time. Bye-bye.